Because apparently there was a YouTube video recently where they almost got cancelled because they used an Israeli sauce.
Tahini?
I don't know what it was, but
Do they have another one? I thought they were
hummus?
tahini.
Is hummus?
no,
I think that's
Middle Eastern.
quite like the land itself, in dispute. They both use it, but they both think they made it.
You think, think hummus is public domain now?
I think so.
It's been 70 years.
Yeah, you can't spell hummus without us.
There you go. That's how we're going to get peace in the Middle East. You can't spell hummus without us.
Oh my God, he's right. So, you don't know BJJ?
That's one of the things I watched.
Tom immediately knew that.
I was a blue belt in BJJ.
There you go.
Yeah.
Really?
Pre-comedy.
Pre-comedy.
It was my display picture for a short while. I competed once. Never again.
More like BJ Gay.
I mean, you... Hey, hello. Got
There
it.
was a guy at my school whose name was BJ Zalfeltz. His first name was BJ. Like that was just on the school register. It wasn't like Brendan James. It was BJ.
BJ.
And so at school, whenever anyone would have got a blowjob, they called it getting Zallies.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice for him.
Little homage.
Did he ever get one?
I don't know. Probably not.
BJ
at
for
school.
BJ?
And then there was a guy called Andy Pang. Getting a hand job was called Pangers.
What?
Handy. Andy.
Okay.
Andy was handy.
That's a bridge too far.
Oh, excuse us for exercising a bit of creativity.
See, even at uni, we had a guy called BJ. We never made fun of him because we were like, it's just that's
his
too
name.
lazy.
Just his name, mate.
Well, to be fair, BJ was also really fat, and we did make fun of him for that.
Oh, yeah.
We did
That's
the BJ thing. I think it was
Okay.
quite progressive.
So what are you saying? BJ like things in his mouth? He's
Temporarily. He swallowed. The protein content. Unbelievable.
That means there's something about BJ. That bloke didn't spit. Not once.
So how's this? I went and saw and opened for Ryan Long, American comedian, very funny, or Canadian, I should say, who lives in New York. But he, I went to hang out in the green room after he'd finished his first show before he did the second one, and it was me, Frenchie, Neil Kohatka,
Clang, clang, clang.
and this guy Ryan Long. And then
This guy. The guy whose fucking show it was. And this guy. I don't know what he was doing there.
So really, you went Frenchie, and then you went Neil Kohatka, in case it was a different Neil, and then this guy.
When Frenchie hangs out with Ryan Long, he's Frenchie Canadian.
Okay.
Bang. Nothing? Horrible. That was weak.
I think we're going to have to
sucked,
put
dude.
the Krav Maga back in
all
there.
right, so we're starting again. All right. So anyway, what else we got?
I thought I had such a hot start of all that stuff we had to cut.
So then this random dude came from like the door to the stage of the Factory Theatre, right? Like into the green room.
I went from the stage into the green room.
He came into the green room from the stage and he came and stood right in front of Ryan and was like, man, that was fucking awesome. There's only two guys out there that make me laugh and you're one of them. And as he was talking, and then he like went in for a hug with Ryan, we're like, this guy has just jumped from the crowd onto the stage and come and snuck in. And so me and Frenchie and Neil were looking at each other like really confused. Like, does Ryan know this guy? And then after a few moments, we realized absolutely not. And so his promoter, Andy, who was in the back of the room, like clocked this eventually and ran up and was like, dude, like, thanks. Like, that's really nice. You got to go. And then the guy goes, calm down. It's not like I have a knife or anything. And I was like,
Great start.
I was like, probably don't mention it.
Yeah.
If you don't have a knife, probably don't mention
This
it.
guy's never been to an airport once. What are you guys looking for? Bombs?
I don't have any. Why you give me the explosives for? I got no explosives in this bag.
You know who doesn't bomb? Ryan Long. Love that guy.
Yeah. Did you ever find out who the second person that made this guy laugh?
my question.
We regretted that as soon as he got escorted out. We're like, oh, we're never going to find that out.
We'll never know.
Well, you never know. He might burst in here at any point. That seems to be this guy's MO.
Some nut.
And we're like, he hasn't said he doesn't have a knife yet. What does that mean?
Probably has a knife.
So unclear.
Yeah.
So wait.
So
but
the-
Ryan hugged him. Ryan Long.
Did he hug him?
He just kind of like awkwardly like was like, okay, like, he accepted the hug bit, but
So he wasn't that thrown. He was like, okay.
He did seem uncomfortable, but he was very polite about it.
Okay.
As Canadians, you know,
They're nice. They're welcoming.
Yeah.
he was a very nice guy, and we had a couple of beers and a few laughs.
Wow.
Here we go.
Way to paint the picture.
But-
Have you heard the joke? How do you get a group of drunk Canadians out of your pool? You say, please get out of my pool.
That's good stuff. Yeah.
Dude, save it for your mad too.
Hey, we have a name.
Oh,
We cannot
disclose.
name.
Oh, maybe the second thing that made that guy laugh
Yeah.
was Yeah Mad TV.
Yeah.
Oh,
You never got to find out.
could have been.
Or the sequel. Unnamed.
Could have been.
Unnamed sequel. I've been enjoying myself.
That was some really good.
I don't know if you know this, but I haven't really been doing much.
I was gonna say, are we allowed to talk about your personal life?
Yeah,
right.
the kid came out.
Came out.
I'm now a father. You want
He's
to
gay.
Hey, had a baby.
Big queer.
Big quit. No, big. Look, I don't know if this is funny, but I think it is funny. Huge cock, this kid. I don't know if you've seen my boy.
I haven't.
We
Can
overheard you showing photos to one of your friends just before.
I gotta see,
just then.
I gotta see your kid's cock.
What do you mean huge cock?
I'm just, mate. If you see this kid, you're like, that kid has a big one. That kid is packing a hog, son. When he came out, like straight out, like the first thing I noticed was I was like, is that an umbilical cord? No, cock.
Yeah. You know this cock skips a generation. That's what I've been told.
It comes on his mother's side.
I would have pride.
My wife's cock. Oh my boy.
I would have cock pride in my son having a big one.
Absolutely.
But I, as as supportive as I am, I feel uncomfortable saying the words, "Can I see a photo of your son's cock?"
Absolutely. You can't say that. I can tell you about it.
You can tell me about it. You
I
can
can
show me
create
it.
the myth.
I can't solicit. What's the correct word I'm looking for here? I can't.
Solicit was right.
Yeah, Solicit's fine.
Every time you're just like, do you have any other photos? Any more?
You just can't depict it. You know, like I can say it. We can talk about it, but I cannot depict it. And you know, that doesn't exist in any other religions or anything.
No,
It's a very singular concept.
Yeah, you can't recreate it.
Yeah.
It's just, it's the Quran and Japanese porn.
Oh, nothing blurry about this cock. I mean, it's in 8K. You can put it on Hammo's old TV.
So, I mean, congrats on the cock. I mean, congrats on the kid.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well, as I made clear to you guys, I wanted a girl. So when the cock came out, I was like, oh no. And then I saw it was huge, and I was like, oh, God, no. This kid's never going to respect me. Look at that hog.
Because I think I had in my mind that it was a girl, but no, you just were hoping for a girl.
Yeah, well, we didn't find out. We always didn't want to know, which I think is fun. Like, I get why people do want to know because you can think of a name. It took us a while to name. We're not saying the name. Yeah, we just thought, how many proper surprises do you get in life? And I got two that day. It's a boy with a huge cock. Never expected that.
Yeah.
Is the name Gustav?
The name is Gustav.
Boris.
Guess my kid's
Sven.
name. Why'd you go like Swedish, Russian?
I'm just throwing out those.
That's where the cock came from.
Those Swedes with their big hogs.
Yeah, that's certainly an Eastern cock from an Eastern bloc. You know?
It's a real iron curtain. It's hard. Can't see a goddamn thing.
So,
Mr. Gorbachev, whip out that cock.
so when you
David
don't,
Hasselhoff has sung on the cock.
so when you don't know boy or girl, do you agree on a winner for both sides for a name?
Well, this is the thing. We had many girls' names that we were okay with. We had about 4 or 5 that we were cool. We were both happy. But for boys' names, we had none. Like neither of us were happy with it, like any. Because
you obviously, I'm assuming we're allowed to talk about this, caught by surprise. This was earlier than expected.
Yes.
So you weren't, that's because when you first let us know and we were asking about names and you said TBC, and I was like, how do you not know it? But then I realized you thought you had time to decide.
But even then, I don't think we were just, if it was a boy, we were just going to see, like look at him and see what made sense.
Were any of the girls' names unisex?
No. We don't believe in it.
No.
Gender is assigned at birth by God.
When the boy is born and then you weren't sure, you're looking at the boy.
I'm looking at the boy.
Huge hog.
Yeah.
And you just
thought it was an umbilical cord. It was that big.
I just got
big
a list
sack too. Big sack.
Have you got a few names and you just say them out loud to see if he responds?
Oh yeah, absolutely. When we've been with him, we were saying names to see if there was like any response at all.
We've narrowed it down to Ron or Jeremy.
I said both of those. His dick didn't get hard. He didn't like it. He didn't like either name. That's what we're waiting for. A sign from God. Saying the names of this kid. Like, when's he going to get a stiffy?
He's got a boner. Look at him.
Look. Whatever name that is.
6 more weeks of winter.
Bill Murray has to live the same day twice.
I know. It's a huge cock.
Yeah, but I thought that was a fun bit. The other thing is it's quite weird. His physique, because like we're feeding him a lot, looks precisely like my friend and comedian Red Richardson.
Oh yeah.
So it's very strange because I'm holding a tiny version of Red Richardson in my hand.
Yeah.
Well, he's a portly fellow.
He's got a big belly.
Yeah.
This kid. I don't know about Red's cock. Let's just be clear about that.
Your kid's first words are "stay toxic."
I hope so. Kid's got timing, but yeah. So that's what's happened. But
Yeah, right.
Now, like, yeah, it's like it's weird because like I think the main thing is like the photo section of your phone.
Oh
like,
yeah,
it just immediately becomes just sun.
yeah, because yours
Just
would have
baby.
gone baby, like if you went back, baby, cock. Dog, you would have gone dog for a very long time.
Yes.
And then just like kind of Mary flashing a lot of cleavage is what I've noticed.
Oh, just based on my background?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get the word out there. Wife, big tits, son, huge cock.
Nice.
All about size in this family. Me, big forehead.
Yeah.
Doing well. But yeah, no, it's funny because you're just going through because like you have work stuff in your phone photos if you're a comic, you know,
Right.
just got social media, whatever, and then it's just heaps of like your son now.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, is this the thing I should be posting? It's like, oh no, just like 10 images of cock,
Yeah.
panoramic,
Yeah.
wide.
Instagram's going to block this for sensitive content.
I was having a conversation with Nikki today about the fact that because we have a long distance relationship, there's a lot of nudes being sent back and forth.
I could only imagine.
Sometimes you could be in public. She was, I think, on public transport and got a phone out, look at a photo, and just realised it's a minefield. You gotta be careful who you sit next to.
Yeah.
You've got baby cocks, so I've got fucking titties and my cock.
I like that occasionally Nikki will send you a photo of your cock. Check this out. Like, oh, looks familiar. Good stuff there. Quick, send it to Lindsay Webb. Now that is McCannon right there.
That's McCannon.
Long time listener, first time viewer.
Do you send the pictures through? What's your kind of your channel? Is it WhatsApp? Is it messages? Is it Snap?
Just Instagram.
Instagram.
Do you have disappearing messages switched on?
You can do that on Instagram, can you?
You can now, yeah. It used to just be Signal, but now they got an Instagram.
Oh,
It was funny because one of my mates switched to disappearing messages recently, and I was like, oh boy, this is going to be good, whatever he's going to tell me is going to be red fucking hot.
Oh, right, okay.
And it was just him being a pussy. I thought he was about to get out there, talk about the Krav Make America Great Again. Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
Doesn't
Just like,
let
hey
down.
man, how you going? When do you land?
So why did you don't know why he put it on?
I think he was just being careful for future years. I get that. You just think about things you've said in a group chat years later out of context on the front page of news.com.au. Clang, clang.
Yeah.
Hamo, you did it. You got the cabin.
Back in the news. Yep. Today.
Because I don't know, put it out yet, but I might send the clip of you the last time you were in the paper. You actually brought the paper and you weren't here, Dan, when we had Rory Lowe on the show.
Highly newsworthy. Member of the cab. At
newsworthy.
least someone's doing the heavy lifting and bringing us into mainstream media.
I don't know if we leave the start of this episode in. Might get some coverage. I don't know if it's in news.com.au. The Times of Israel? I just refuse to be awkward about this.
Yeah.
Just like Krav Maga, oh, sensitive. It's like, bro, we're doing puns on it. Grow up.
Anyway, I was in the news.com.au news today about
.com.au news? I thought I could make it into a palindrome. I was wrong.
it was supposed to be a story. It's supposed to be a story about my book, and it ended up being more just about the roller coaster excess
Of Zionism.
of. She made it sound like it was a cost of living crisis for a drug dealer making $30,000 a week. Could barely make ends meet. But I was like, no, it was because I was a degenerate. Because I was.
Yeah, and I was funneling money into a restaurant that was poorly thought out.
And
the capacity was too big. The dog pizza menu was too small.
And I couldn't stop snorting $10,000 of cocaine a week. That was breaking the budget. And so, anyway, she's promised me that there's going to be a little plug for the book going in.
Oh wait, this is the first episode post the project as well.
Post the project.
News week for Hamo.
Big news week. I am going to be in the Australian in their weekend Australian mag.
Tom, your
this
favourite
week.
paper.
Yeah, that'll be this weekend. So, bit of news. The book comes out tomorrow, which by the time this comes out, will already be out. So, if you haven't got the book floggers, what are you doing?
Haven't got the book.
Haven't got the book.
Haven't got the book.
Go to your local Dimmicks. I'll probably be there in the corner watching you. But
Yeah, Hamo said he's going to haunt some bookstores to see if anybody buys a
I'm going
copy.
to go to a couple of bookstores tomorrow to see if they stock the book. And then if anyone looks at the book, I'll be like, hey, good book.
And they'll be like, is that you, is it?
Yeah, I already mentioned that to Dan before. I was like, I'm going to have a humbling again.
The first standover author.
I said,
"You're going to buy that?" I would.
I said the biggest humbling would be if I offered to the bookstore I could sign a few copies. They're like, "Who are you? Like, get out of our store. Stop defacing those books."
I think you should just go and sign copies of Clementine Ford's book.
I look more like her than the Cameron Wayne book.
Because I think it was quite early in the cabin. Early McCannon was when you got into a bit of a slinging match with Clementine Ford.
I forgot about that.
I put up a video, ragging on single mothers. Very funny video. It got viral, and it was out for like months before it must have been passed through the angry old bags community and the.
I'm a proud member of the ugly old bags community.
I think it's an angry old bag.
I projected.
It was Tom's trick ear again. Oh, what's that? Misogyny? Hello.
How is ugly more misogynistic than angry?
I think it's worse.
I don't think so. It's not misogynistic.
What, to say that they're ugly instead of angry?
Yeah, I think because you're saying that women are angry is more misogynistic than saying that women are ugly. I mean, I think it's kind of gay.
Because you can choose to be angry. You can't choose to be whether you're ugly or not. You know, you're born with that. So,
I mean, you could definitely make strides.
Yeah, that's true.
To be less ugly?
Like, there's nobody does more with what they've got than the gay men. You know, some of them born not great. You see a high school photo, you're like, ugh. Then you see them at 30, like, I'd fuck you.
Yeah.
For sure. Lock that in.
Yeah.
All right,
Kenny,
so if you're ugly, it's on you. You're lazy. Do more work.
How much of this episode can we leave in so far? I'm confused by all of it.
Yeah.
We're hitting the hard-hitting stuff. Yes, I was on the project, and I was very nervous before I went on.
I heard this from my friend and project host, Sam Taunton. He was like, he seemed very nervous, but he killed it. The bloke's a star, I believe was the quote.
Well, you know, he's got a great eye for talent.
Talent scout, Sam Taunton.
Yeah, he was so lovely. Even in the lead up, like the day before, he messaged me. He was like, "Hey man, like, let me know if you need any help, any advice."
Did you ask for any advice?
Nah.
Because I assume it's quite nerve-wracking in the sense that you've got such a small amount of time and there's so many of them to kind of ask you like one question each.
Yeah,
like rhythmically, it must be very difficult.
Well, you got a gist on what the questions are going to be, but like you haven't got the final version of what it's going to be, and yeah, exactly who's going to ask you the questions and whether or not they're going to laugh at your jokes. You know?
That's not in the script?
No.
Yeah. Is that light working up there? Is the laughter light? Turn that on.
I did take a risk by doing a shout out on TV.
Yeah, and not to us.
To the boys. No, not to the cabin. Sorry, guys. That'll be the next shout out. I had to do a quick shout out to the boys at Parklea President Long Bay Jail because I thought that would be funny. And then
let's be honest, more likely to be watching than Tom and I.
We were both watching. Yeah, we were messaging him as it was happening.
Because Hamo was on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Mary and I had to sign up for Channel 10.
Yeah.
Mary's like, this is so fucking annoying. And I'm like, he's going to be on soon, aren't you?
Yeah.
A lot of guys in jail watching the project. So I thought it would be funny to do a quick shout out. And I thought I could diffuse that by saying, well, the project's very popular among inmates.
I mean, I assume it like literally is, right? Like, I don't think that's...
It's that and Home and Away.
Yeah, I would have figured.
But yeah, popular, as in, are they loving it or is it just on?
That would be their chosen way to digest news.
Yeah, okay.
The project, that's how the prison get their news?
Yeah, that would be
the prison, as we've previously known, where we found out that Hitler was a Jew. What's going on in the project, mate?
Yeah. Is it the TV? Like, do you guys get QAnon on this?
Hamo, mate, do your independent research.
Come on, these guys host the show without those masks.
Wake up, independent research.
Always.
Look into it.
Yeah, it must have been like, so did you get makeup done?
They did the dusting, whatever that is, the powder.
Yeah, so you don't shine on telly, which previously you guys have accused me of being gay for having had done.
There's only one straight flogger left, I guess.
I think it's gay to request it, but when it's thrust upon you,
what, you didn't walk in there and say dust me? Make like Counter-Strike and dust me. That's a great reference. You're ready to roll your eyes again, being like, Dan's off the boil, he's sleep deprived, he's a father now. But fuck you. To Dust and To Dust 2 crushed it.
All right.
Thank you.
There was a moment at the very end of the interview, I think you, Dan, and I had the exact same experience, which I'm waiting for the flog cabin, I'm waiting for a check the dodgems, I'm waiting for a stay flogged up.
Because we did request, but the flogger should know. We said to Hamo, you would not slip in, check the dodgems, or stay flogged up just at some point, like apropos of nothing, just in.
It goes so quick. And
I could imagine.
I was like, I can't see a workable way to make this happen this time. I need to get bigger to the point where they just have to have me on all the time. And then,
so you want to host the project, is what you're saying.
And then I'll be mentioned all the time.
But it was very funny because there was a moment right at the end.
Right at the very end.
And
Andrew Hamilton, thanks for coming.
Camera's kind of on you. And
You're looking straight down the barrel and you go to say something and then you stop. And I was like, that was the moment. That was it.
Flog cabin.
Check the dodgems. Yeah.
Check the up. Check dog. Oh.
But then good man Sam Taunton, when he was messaging me about it, did say that he actually planned to plug the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And forgot.
Well, everyone had a lot of plans, didn't they? Well, no one can fault the planning.
We appreciate it, Taunts. Thank you.
It was a lot to try and cover off. There's a book, there's a tour, there's a history of
there's a stint
crime,
in prison,
a history of crime, and then a turnaround story. It was a lot to cover off in 4 minutes, but then it was over, and I was walking out, and then the producer said that the panel guys in the room, he said they were laughing, and they never laugh. So
they never laugh.
I was like, "Fucking got 'em."
Who was on the panel that day?
No, not on the panel. I mean, like the techie guys in the booth, the booth guys, no. I don't think Waleed would particularly love my kind of.
I think he laughed. I thought I saw him laugh.
Oh yeah, but like, would he come to my show?
You ever seen Waleed Ali play guitar? He shreds. He's very good. There's a video of him playing at, I think, the Arias or something, and they cover Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd, and he plays a guitar solo.
Oh, wow.
It's very impressive.
Yeah, I did know that he was good at guitar.
Yeah.
Wasn't he also, and I don't, this like weird, wasn't he also the Richmond mascot for a bit?
What? Like in the suit?
Yeah.
As the tiger?
Tiger.
Yeah.
Sarah Harris told me he is a lawyer. And I was like, oh, well, you might get a call sometime in the future.
From you?
Yeah. When I'm in trouble again.
When you commit your next crime?
When I'm in trouble again. Oh, who are you going to call? I got one call. Hello, my phone call? I'm calling Waleed Ali.
Hi, is that Channel 10? Like, the project is on right now.
Get him on the phone.
That'd be so funny. I want to call my lawyer, but not between 6:30 and 7.
And all of the prisoners along my way. Is that Waleed? Put him on. Let me talk to him. I love that guy.
I got some news for him. It's about Hitler. It's going to shock him. That is still like, as far as crazy shit that I've heard recently, that's like my number one.
I do love it. It's just like if World War II was directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Just such a whoa! What a twist!
Whoa! I never saw that coming.
Yeah. Just, not true.
We can't know.
Are you sure?
We can't be sure.
Come on. Really? Really?
Do some independent research.
You want this clipped up? Just put out there.
Look into it. Do some research.
There's a guy at Long Bay who has Hitler's foreskin.
It's pretty convincing.
Tom and I in prison. How many people do you think don't scare us? I think a lot of the like people who serve food and shit, are they inmates who serve food? Yeah.
Yeah.
They are. Okay, they're scary. Guards, they're probably scary too. Cleaning staff, are they prisoners?
Screws aren't really scary. Cleaners? I mean, you clean your own areas.
You don't have a cleaner?
What? Nah.
You just got to clean your own thing.
Well, no,
they got to like mop.
now that you put it that way, the idea of them having a cleaner in prison is it's like, hey, I haven't been turned down this afternoon. I don't know. I've got the same sheets for 3 days now. What's going on?
Sorry, I was actually planning to be in my cell during the usual cleaning time. Can you come back later? Is that a possibility?
Do not disturb on the bars.
So I'm just gonna fresh pillows, please. And I'd like
they have like Venetian bars in prison, right? They're just gonna close them, open them. You're on the sunlight in. So I'm trying to sleep in. Had a long night.
Is someone going to clear this room service tray?
What do you mean? There's a tray charge? Where else is this food going? $5 to bring it to me? I'll come get it.
Did we go to prison? Don't touch the mini bar. That's how they get you.
Sharpie's been in there for life, and the Snickers bar's just so old and rotten. Didn't touch it. Hey, old Red. While you're checking out, I can't help but see you polished off a water there in 1967. It was like that when I got in. Oh, it's fun. It does make sense now that you clean your own cell in prison. But honestly, until now, I thought there was some kind of cleaning service because I was like, look, these boys are messing.
I mean, yeah,
maybe,
but
there's not some kind of like what if there's like an incident? What if there's some blood?
Well,
a strict clean your own blood policy.
Usually, guys,
you spilled it, you clean it.
Guys would typically clean that up very quickly, just to be like, blood. What blood?
Oh, really?
Like, there was no blood here. There wasn't even an incident. That guy, I think he fell.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like a domestic violence situation.
Yeah. So there was a bit of that, but these things, guys aren't particularly messy because if you've got a cellmate, they'll cause trouble. If they're a clean freak, a lot of them are for some reason.
What if
they'll insist?
They are now. If they had cleaned up that crime scene a bit better, they might not be in prison.
I had one Sally who was a massive clean freak who I didn't gel with too well. I think I'd left like one water droplet on the toilet seat, and he was like, "You made a mess over there, mate."
Water or urine?
I can't remember.
Your Honor.
The prison line.
I can't recall.
Yeah.
Well, the bubbler is connected to the rim of the toilet seat, so it's like it could have been easily either.
Yeah, it's like on the tank, isn't it? It's like on
it's connected to the same machine.
Is that where you wash your hands also? Is there a basin elsewhere?
The basin is like a steel kind of toilet rim.
No ceramic?
With no toilet seat.
No toilet seat?
No toilet seat.
Oh.
And then...
Sometimes you go to pubs that have that, where there's no... Or like public restrooms,
I do like that. It's like the pub daring you not to shit there, and I'm like, I'll show you.
Yeah.
How badly do you want it?
The door doesn't lock and there's no toilet seat. You're a move champion.
I remember I was doing a pub crawl thing in New Orleans for Halloween, and I couldn't find a toilet, and I was really busting to take a shit, and I was wearing a toga. And
that might actually be better, and potentially.
So in the end, I went to this bathroom and it was just like 10 drunk dudes at the urinal, and there was a toilet that was just a metal rim, but there was also no door to the toilet. I was like, this is it. This is what we're doing. It's like, I had no other option.
Yeah, right.
And so I just sat there. I sat there in my toga, just chatting to a bunch of guys at the urinal.
Did you pull the toga up like a dressing gown? Was
that's probably the best outfit for that situation when you think about it. As long as you don't let it drip in the toilet.
Was there toilet paper? Because if not, you could use the toga.
Yeah.
I think there was a shortage of toilet paper, and then I had to run to trying to find another toilet to finish the wiping.
What, in another pub?
Yeah.
So you had to get, so the hunt continues.
Well, the job one was done, right?
I've never seen anyone take a shit in 2 locations.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't even, I didn't take the shit in 2 locations. The shit part was complete. The wiping was done in a 2-phaser.
You ever hang a cliffhanger?
Dude, half a wife, and then you're like, guys, we need to leave this pub now. Daddy's going to skid.
And I'm wearing white sheets,
I'm not going to besmirch Zeus like this. The god of thunder.
I remember once saying that, when you just kind of you make a decision at one location where you could have done a shit and you don't. And you're like, I'll just deal with this at the arrival destination. And it's just a little bit further than you realize. I was walking to IKEA in Tempe. And just it's also that thing, when you go to Vegas and everything's so big that it looks closer than it is.
Oh, yeah.
IKEA is so big. I'm like, it's just there. It's like, no, it's so far away. And it was to the point where because you get in the doors, I'm like, I don't know where the toilet is when I get in there. I was contemplating doing a shit in the bushes outside IKEA. It was so rough. It was one of those things just the shit was going into the toilet before I'd sat down at the seat. You know what I mean?
Do you ever have that thing where your eyes see the toilet and then your body's like, shit.
Now.
Yeah.
It's go time.
And you're
like, too early.
Yeah.
I always remember that walking home from school if I needed a piss, of being the closer you get to home, the more you need to go. And it's by the end you feel like you can't hold another second, where it's just no, it's because it's the proximity. The closer you get, the more your body kind of readies for it.
Nah, I definitely hit a zen state.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When it's go time and I'm like, oh my God, there's that thing where it's am I going to shit myself? And then there's just this clarity for I usually get about 5 minutes, extra time.
Well,
yeah, right.
I mean, most accidents happen within your 10 minutes of home. right?
What is this statistic? Where did this come from? What type of accident? What are you talking about?
Well, they say it's about driving accidents happen when you're 10 minutes from home, but maybe it's all accidents.
Are you suggesting shitting accidents happen closest to home?
Yeah, I think so. The body's like, oh, we're nearly there.
Are we going to debunk that like the shark, like close to shore attack thing where it's like, toddlers and children most likely at home, old people most likely at home, therefore most accidents at home?
Yeah, you spend more time driving 10 minutes from your home than anywhere else.
Correct. I was also talking about just shitting at home.
Oh, yeah.
It's the people who can't leave their home that well are most likely to shit themselves. Old people, children, hungover people. Check this out for logic. I don't know if I've talked about this before. My friend told me this. He's done it twice. I'm not going to say who it is. He has twice chosen to shit himself in the car versus shit in the bushes outside. Twice. He's made that call being like, it's more private to do it in the car. Like it's in there, it's done. I can clean it up privately when I get home.
Can I ask? Okay, so if you've gone the car path, what, are you shitting in your pants? What are you shitting in? You're shitting in your pants.
Correct.
That's nuts.
That's ridiculous.
I thought it was mental, and he's like, I've done it twice.
I think you'd almost be better shitting on the floor of the car than you would be shitting in your own pants.
But how would you do the logistics of that?
Well,
it's like trying to fuck in a car. It's like, where do the legs go when you're facing backward?
I think you'd kneel facing the back on the passenger seat and hang your ass over the edge.
I don't understand the thought process here.
I don't either.
It's better out than in and back, but like
he would
in
rather,
the pants is still with you.
He would rather cop the discomfort of having shat himself than the embarrassment of shitting in front of strangers.
He would rather privately sit in his own shit and then privately, when he gets home, deal with the shit in the pants, but I assume it's straight in the bin, right? No one's redeeming those.
I can't imagine. I'm very keen to put this to the floggers and have this polled because I'm interested to know. But I can't imagine anyone's
this person's done this twice?
Twice.
In what kind of time frame?
I didn't ask. I think like a few years. Like as an adult who could drive a car and lived out of home.
I think this person needs to wear an adult diaper.
Still? Now?
I think he should probably at least have some in the car.
Right? There we go.
You should get him some.
Imagine opening someone's glove box. Looking for weird shit. Okay, they got too weird.
I'd almost respect it.
Would you?
Or where it's just like, I don't know.
I can't respect a coward who will shit their pants in a car rather than just going out and at least finding a bush.
Unless he's under 6 months old and he has a huge cock.
Huge cock.
All right, that's the exception.
My kid and his hog can shit where he wants. But yeah, I agree. I just can't, like, that's so much worse.
So much worse.
I had a girlfriend.
How much, I know my question is, no, I'm not sure you know the answer to this. How long is it in his pants for? How long till he gets home? Because he's going to be staining the car seat and stuff for sure.
I think it was, 5-10 minutes from home. Like, it wasn't that far from home.
I had an ex-girlfriend.
And I don't know if you had a car seat before you ask your follow-up question, Detective Witcombe. Maybe one of those wool ones that old people get.
Oh, yeah.
I had an ex-girlfriend that was really busting to take a shit where I was driving home and she climbed from the passenger seat into the back seat through the, when you can pull down the middle seat in the back into the boot.
Yeah.
She got into the boot and then shat into a plastic bag while I was driving.
Jesus.
What? What fucking gymnast were you dating? How small was this woman?
Slender.
But she could get through the fucking little gap in the sedan?
Yep. And so she got...
This was you driving?
Yeah.
Didn't you used to not have a car and get like a go-get?
It might have been a car share. It might have been a car share car.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we shat.
Jesus Christ.
She
shat the
fit
boot
through the middle, like the armresty part of the boot.
Well, now
like little pops down.
Maybe you're making me wonder now whether she ran into.
You can only get like 4 skis through there. How middle class is that as a comparison? But yeah.
Before or after she broke into the Bellagio?
She is the list. So she's scurrying through the console, and you're just driving, being like, "What are you doing?"
I think I knew what she was doing.
Also, she didn't announce it. She wasn't like, I need a shit.
I'm busting. Oh, no.
And then she unclips.
And I was like, oh, I can pull over, but I was nowhere to clear to pull over. And I think she was worried, like your friend, about shitting in a bush. So instead of shitting her pants, she got a plastic bag and then shat into the bag in the boot.
Did she then crawl out of the boot?
Yep.
And resume the seat in the passenger?
Yep, but the car smelled like shit.
Surely at that point, she's like, pull! And you open the boot, she throws it into the street. Like a dog bag, you tie it off and just throw it. You're like, I'm out.
The whole thing feels like, in Fast and Furious where like Vin Diesel says to the passenger, like, take the wheel.
That would have been more fun if she was driving.
Vin's just going in the back to take a shit. He's like on the bonnet of the car just shitting into the wind.
She leaps over to the car in the next lane, crawls in there, takes a shit in there.
Lenny! I hate to make this entire episode about bodily functions.
Well, it's been a long time since I had a shit out. But before you jump in there, we should do a pilot ad.
Okay.
We should.
Is it a segue stitch or is it a...
Is it a long?
It's not long.
Oh, okay. Get it done then.
Well, I've been revisiting watching 24 with Jack Bauer.
Do.
Is it you doing the countdown clock? Yeah, okay. It was pretty good.
That's accurate.
And I was sitting there wondering, say what you will about how realistic it was. I mean, this counter-terrorism unit doesn't even exist, right? It's made up, called the CTU.
That's what they want you to think.
Old shallow state over here.
But it's 24. It's 24. It's Jack Bauer.
Thank you, Tom. That was
really
very
funny.
good. Hammer's, I've got a yarn. Stop it. Stop derailing me. Either go take a shit in the boot or sit here.
But you never see Jack.
Hammer's
You never see Jack.
selective listening never is more evident than when one of us isn't on the podcast. Where I'm like, Hammer, I need you to listen to me right now. I am not getting through to Eric Hutton. I need your help.
Nah, can't
help you.
Couldn't help you.
Anyway, you're watching 24.
And I'm just like, the thing that's not realistic about it is that no one ever needs to go to the bathroom in it. You're with these guys for 24 hours.
But there's cutscenes in between.
Yeah, but it'd just be more realistic if there would be Jack Bauer says to one of them, hey, I need you to hack into this mainframe and figure out where they are. I'll be back in a second. I just got to take a quick piss. And a shit. Or he says to someone, hold the wheel. I need to get in the boot and
take a quick shit.
I mean,
Jack Bauer's just been shitting himself the whole...
We're God damn, this is realistic.
I like the idea that you're just it's 24 hours and he doesn't take a shit once. You've never been to a music festival.
Yeah, okay, but the piss bit gets me. It's okay, fair enough.
Well, how quick could you take a piss? It's a cutscene. They're following the president who's black. Another unrealistic thing about the show.
Yeah, but
as we covered in a previous cabin.
But we're doing cutscenes and you're saying there's not a single person that we see in a single scene of dialogue ever in the entire show saying, I need to take a quick piss.
I mean, that's just not a good time to get the camera in there.
Well, I just think it adds a level of realism to a show whose premise is 24.
But you're in these... Wait, sorry.
Hey, you don't trail Jack Bauer for 24 straight hours. It goes in between people.
But I know that. But at the start of the show, the first episode is it starts a bit slow, right? And it's they're waking up in the morning, they're having a coffee. It would be nice to just have I might just do a quick coffee poo. And then in your head, you're well, he's probably not going to have time to do another one of those.
So you're just looking for some dialogue,
some character development
to indicate the existence
that these characters piss
of
or
a digestive system.
Yes.
So if an episode started, it's just Mr. President, something you need to know, and I just took a piss. And then Jack Bauer tells the president,
job done.
Okay.
And then they can not have to mention it again for another whole season. But it has to be mentioned every season at least once, I think. Should be okay, these are real people. They're really three-dimensional characters.
Is this why you like Lethal Weapon so much? Just for that one season of Glover on the toilet with the bomb? You're finally, I can relate. See?
You get it.
I gotta be honest, I've just never watched anything where I'm just man, these guys haven't taken a shit in ages.
Also, Jack Bauer's angry a lot, but they never acknowledge hey, maybe it's because you're really hungry. Have you eaten? When's the last time you ate? I think a few. How much water are you drinking?
So they're not snack in 24.
There's very little eating and there's very little pissing or pooping. And I just think if you're going to have a show called 24 about people in 24 hours and the things they deal with. And it's a focus a lot on the drama and the bad guys and the crisis, but just make a little bit about the things that happen within 24 hours to the human body. I rest my case. Floggers right in, if you're great.
I'm ruling in favour of not Hammer.
Floggers right in.
He worked on legal defence with Waleed Ali. All right, am I reading this?
Yeah, because it's the Olympics.
It is the Olympics.
And Pilot, showing more faith in us than I expected, have asked us to write some Olympic-themed ads.
Good stuff. All right. Hello, Floggers. There's something you should know about me. For 2 weeks, every 4 years, I'm bad in bed. I thought it was going to be for sure the other way around. Seriously, I can't get inside one ring, let alone 5. I can never manage to get a boner during the Olympics. If having sex with me while the games are on was an Olympic sport, it would be the really rubbery javelin, the way too early pole vault, the relay with only one leg, the shooting my load way too early and then having to apologize after.
Shooting. You got it.
But lucky I found Pilot, and now I can make love to my usual Commonwealth game standards. Thanks, Pilot. Pilot, hard made easy. $20 off first order, ... Didn't feel the need to finish that?
You know.
Use the code FLOGGERS20 for $20 off your first order. Pilot, hard made easy.
There you go.
There we go.
Pretty good. You went for gold.
I went for gold. He got silver.
I think it would have been.
He came second with Pilot.
I think he could have added in like a maybe when he has it back to the pummeling.
Pummeling the pommel horse. You know what's annoying about the Olympics? They're for 2 weeks, and you don't hear them talk about their shits at all.
Is it
Enough about the beds in the Olympic Village. What about the toilets?
I thought it was more than 2 weeks. Is it really 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I thought it was.
There's a little bit of a because there was some stuff that was already happening before the opening ceremony, right? Does that stretch
Yeah,
out?
like the team sports and like
Yeah.
something like the tennis and shit, I think. They put like a few things in there when it's like a group stage.
Why is that?
Tournament.
Just because you need to stretch it out
There's
a
just
bit.
not enough time, to get it done in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Are you? Has anyone watched any Olympics so far?
Not a single frame.
No.
My parents are watching the swimming, and so I've been watching the highlights in the morning.
Yep.
I saw a couple of chicks win some medals for Australia.
Good on him. Want to name any of these chicks?
No.
Yeah. Like
Arnie Titmus.
There we go. Ariane
Titmus. Ariana
Arnie's
Titmus.
the nickname they're giving her. That's us,
Arnie?
us big, the A-Trains. That's the fan group
Nice.
that's made up.
I mean-
and Molly somebody.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think this Olympics I'm taking less of an interest because last Olympics happened during the COVID lockdown, and I dealt with that by doing a podcast every day about the Olympics, and it was bad.
Oh yeah, I forgot you did that.
I think there needs to be just an amnesty for anybody who put out any kind of creative videos during COVID that you're not judged on that.
I think that you've got it in you to do more bad content about the Olympics.
Thank you so much.
I believe in you.
I don't know if you just saw that pilot ad, but yeah.
I'm working on it.
I'm back in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just I do like the I don't care as much, I
don't really care.
I think when you were forced to watch it and the time zone
sucks.
Japan was good.
Do you think that we care less generally in Australia than we did when we were younger, or is it just that we've gotten older and we care less?
We've gotten older, we care less.
Yeah, less free time.
And also, it'll come up again because it was pointed towards Australia in our youth because the Sydney Olympics were coming, and that was such a big thing. And now Brisbane 2032, it'll start pointing, again.
And I'm pretty sure when a country hosts an Olympic Games, they invest a lot in their sporting development, and therefore you compete really well and you win lots of gold medals. So
correct.
There was kind of a hangover from 2000. We did really well at Athens. I think we did pretty well in Beijing.
Yes.
So you think Thorpe and Hackett were a product of us throwing money at it when we were hosting?
Absolutely. That's the one thing that I find lamest about the Olympics is remember, we always used to do better than Britain in the Olympics.
Really?
Yeah, I think Atlanta and Barcelona and Sydney, we were kind of always above them. And then they had the London Olympics coming up, so they just put more money into the athletes, and then they won shitloads of medals.
Yeah, right.
So it's just investment.
Japan's top of the medal tally right now.
Yeah, and I assume they put some cash in there.
Yeah, probably.
Got some yen.
Yeah, a bit of yen. I was watching.
It just feels lame.
Yeah,
I think I've set the Olympic medal story on this podcast, one of our early episodes.
I think you did about
my sister dating one of the guys that was he won a
silver,
bronze. He won a bronze in a relay, and he showed it to my auntie, and she was so supportive, but just that, the way aunties can talk. She was like, "This is so lovely. Have you got any gold?"
Sick.
He's come over to the house with the medal to show you.
That's so funny. Imagine if he had brought the gold. He's I kind of keep that for close friends and
someone
family.
feel like a fuckwit. Why don't you? I felt for him.
You felt sorry for
But
him?
also, I was like, you should have come with gold.
Yeah. If you tried a little harder.
Tried a little bit harder. What did he?
My,
What did he
my
went
auntie
for?
couldn't have zinged you.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's why my sister dumped you.
She's dating Thorpe now. He's not happy about it.
Amazon. There we go. We're back on. I got a thing for you. I got a thing for the cabin.
Go for it.
Mary and I had a dog trainer over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because we got the baby coming home. The dog is still a puppy, so it gets a bit excited. So we're like, why don't we get the dog trainer in to make sure the dog is well behaved? Blah blah blah. What?
Is he like a gay Mexican man? Is he like a dog whisperer?
What do you think it's?
No, it's not Cesar Millan.
Dog whisperer.
Yeah, I love that I picture him as the South Park version more than the real guy. Like, he is 100% a cartoon.
Yeah. That's so funny. Because he got in a lot of trouble recently, didn't he? Didn't he get
What did Caesar do?
He got cancelled for doing I think being something bad with dogs, not being as friendly to dogs as people would have liked. Look it
Okay.
up. You keep talking.
Got him cancelled.
Cesar Millan, Mexican fella, named after two Italian things. Weird. Don't love that. Bit confusing. Okay, Caesar.
Not like that. Not like that Mexican. I'm trying to work backwards.
Wait, the Italian.
Not like that Italian dog trainer, Burrito Argentina.
Argentina as a city in
Latin
Mexico.
American, this one. Well, it's like, oh, it's going to be Burrito Mexican City.
Yeah, that's way funnier.
You think so? Damn it, can you edit that back?
You fucking idiot. You had it right there. Yeah, unlike Taco Guadalajara. Like, we're on. But yeah, so we got the dog trainer over. And like, I don't want to disparage this man. He seems very nice and he seems to know how to train dogs. But the core philosophy of the dog trainer seemed to be to put the dog on the bed. He was in a house for 2 hours. He was like, your dog needs to go on its bed. And I was like, okay. And then he's like, so we're going to put the dog on the bed. And then he put the dog on the bed. And then the dog was on the bed. And he tried to get up. She tried to get up a couple of times. He put it back on the bed. And then we just sat there for 2 hours while he talked to us about other dogs.
What?
That was it. That was the training. It was like, yeah, all these other dogs, they were crazy. Now they're on their bed, and it's great. He just kept showing us photos in his phone of dogs on beds.
Wait, so you're not your bed, the dog's bed?
The dog's bed.
The dog's bed.
The dog was put on the dog's bed, and that's where the dog should be. And he never really explained when the dog shouldn't be there.
Right. Other question.
Yes.
Was he giving the dog, Dottie, treats while on the bed to be like, hey, being on the bed is treat worthy. It's a good thing.
No. He would occasionally give her a mean look if she'd try to get off the bed. He'd give her body language because he also didn't believe in talking to the dog. Because he was like, you don't talk to the dog.
Did he have a
dogs
little?
don't understand words.
Did he have a little treat bum bag?
He did not, but he had
What
that
is going
typical.
on here?
What is this bullshit?
That typical dog trainer appearance, which is shorts with way more pockets than necessary, but not cargo shorts, and a vest, a fleece vest. They all look like this.
A fleece vest on top of a t-shirt?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Dogs do not respect sleeves.
No, everyone knows that.
Everyone knows that.
Okay.
But yeah, because I was like, so what if we want the dog to come on the couch? And he's like, no. That'll confuse her because she's supposed to be on the bed. And I'm like, but I don't want the dog to be on the fucking bed.
Yeah.
I want the dog to be around.
Just put in the bed on wheels, take it for a walk.
So hold on. But
That's what I like about the dog. It's around.
What's the point
I'm
of
looking for
hiring?
a statue of a dog.
What's the point of hiring the dog trainer if you don't want the dog in the bed?
Well, because I didn't realize that was 100% of the lesson.
Yeah.
That the dog is just supposed to be on the bed.
Yeah.
I would be disappointed if
You call another dog trainer, you're like, look, we don't want the dog in the bed. Like, I can't help you here. I'm so sorry.
but like it doesn't sound like there's much training there that you couldn't have just done.
Well, like the dog now goes on the bed. We've started putting the dog there sometimes, but I'm like, oi, I want to hang out with the dog. Dottie, come here.
You got to go on the bed. Got to put Dan on the bed.
The dog's even more
He
confused.
comes over, it's just all three of us on the bed. Like, we just really like spending time with the dog.
But he's got no room on the bed because
But that was like
The owner's the
genuinely, it was like 2 hours. And like, he's going to come back and he's not charging us more for like the extra stuff. But I was just like, you've got a dog, Tom, and your dog, I believe, has been trained.
Yeah, ish.
Is this like a... Is this what dog training is?
I
Like you
think
just
when-
kind of want the dog on the bed all the time. You don't want it interacting with you, which is kind of the point of having a dog.
I thought it was more like you have the bed as a sort of like anxiety charging station where it's like go there and calm down because it knows the bed's comfortable, the bed's like, oh, this is home base, it smells familiar, and then they kind of just chill out a little bit is what I have kind of heard. That's like, having a safe place to then calm down. Okay. But yeah, I assume eventually the dog will be able to leave the bed.
Well, there was no, like, to the point where Mary and I were laughing last night because, like, how do we feed her?
On the bed.
He's like, put the food out for the dog. I'm like, so she's allowed off the bed. Is she supposed to, like, walk to the bowl, eat, and then go back to the bed?
Wouldn't it be more helpful to just be a verbal trigger, like for when you needed Dottie to go to the bed?
Well, let me tell you.
Bed.
This guy doesn't believe in talking to dogs. He's like, dogs don't understand. They just hear a sound when they do an action, then associate that sound with the action. I'm like, that's all words are. I don't know how to explain this to you. Sit doesn't inherently have a meaning.
What if we speak in dog to the dog?
And how would you?
Dog?
Like, instead of saying bed, we say roof. And instead of walkies, we say right? Okay. What else we got?
What are some other words? Anyone got any other words?
Anyone got any other dog sounds? Because judging by that second one, you're all out.
Yeah, a lot more syllables in walkies than bed.
I think it might be easier to just say words.
Yeah. But I was just curious.
Remember when Hammer was really bashful at doing baby noises? I can't pick what he's happy to do on this podcast or not.
The tides have turned.
Yeah.
Hammer's like, I'll do all the fucking animal noises all day forever.
I'm happy with animal noises.
What animal was that?
That's a dog. My dog Tuggy used to make weird noises like that when he was sulking.
Oh, does your dog do the thing where it like makes that like sighing noise when it's chilled? It's like my favorite. Like Dodger just
like
be lying on the bed and just like,
oh yeah,
and then just like it's like she's chilled out. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I think this is hard too.
Yeah, I do like that.
I love it. Anyway, all right. Thought there'd be more on the dog training, but that's fine.
Imagine if someone was listening to the podcast at home on speakers and Hammer does the first dog noise and everyone's dogs go to their beds.
Holy shit. Oh my God. Hammer can speak dog.
Get him back on the project.
That would be so fun. They just all go to the door and grab their lead. It's like, mate, Hammer said walkies.
I'm getting all these mixed signals from you right now.
But how are you supposed to say to him on like come, sit, stay, all that kind of stuff if you're not saying any words?
He just didn't seem to believe in it.
This is some hippy-dippy new age Bondi bullshit dog training.
The woke mob are coming.
Nah, let me tell you, this guy would have been a great extra in a TAB if you know what I mean. Like he's not a woke fella at all. Older bloke, goes fishing.
Dog people are weird.
How do you?
Everyone in like the animal pet industry, they're all strange. I reckon.
Every animal?
No, I mean like pets.
Yeah, but every pet?
I think so. Why? What do you think of the exceptions?
Fish people.
Yeah, they've got to be strange.
I think fish people are all right.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
If someone has a big tank, I'm like, I probably trust this person.
Got a big tank.
Got a big old tank in there. What is that, tropical?
I'm trying to think who's be weirder,
bird people are weird.
Snake dudes?
Snakes, yeah.
My cousin was a snake dude. Unfortunately, the snakes have passed away.
Oh.
What about him?
He's all right.
Is he a weird dude?
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Snake people are always weird.
Great story. Apparently, one time he used to I can't believe this is real. He lives in like the suburbs and he used to take the snakes for a walk.
I can believe
late at night.
I can believe that's real.
Take the snakes for a walk. Is that a euphemism?
He would jerk off while he did it. He was chronically masturbating while taking the snakes for a walk. The snakes loved it. They'd rattle.
What's snake for walkies, Hammer? There it is.
But no, so it'd actually take the snakes for a walk. I don't know if it's on a leash. How do you attach it? I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, how do you put a collar around a snake?
I know.
There's no neck?
Maybe like a harness?
How I'm picturing a snake walk is
holding the tail?
The snake just sits on you and you go for a walk.
Oh, like a scarf.
It's me.
He's like wearing the snake.
They're just getting some fresh air and they're seeing some sights. They're not actually doing much movement.
Oh, I was really hoping it was slithering alongside next to him.
I was thinking that.
I don't reckon. I think
Hammer's right, and I'm sad about it.
Do you reckon the snake understands English? Come. Hey, Ekans, come.
Ekans.
Big Pokemon fan. Snake backwards, why not?
Yeah.
But no, so he used to take the snakes for a walk. And one night, like, you know, it's a bit of a weird looking dude. He was out there with the snake on a walk, and he was just like in the park kind of late at night on his own. And the police come because they're just like, what's going on? It's just like a middle-aged dude on his own in the park. The police are like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm just taking the snake for a walk. And they're like, what? And then he's like, the snake. And they turn and they see the fucking snake. And they're like, holy shit. And they get back in the car.
Nice.
So if you ever want to, you know, if you're committing a crime, you don't want the police to intervene. So you're taking the snake for a walk.
I did a video shoot with a trained huntsman.
Go on. Was it on the bed?
It was from a, what do you call it? Like
Totally wild.
reptile and spider park.
Oh, yeah.
And we...
Australian Reptile Park?
Bob
Nick
Irwin
Austin?
there?
It was for an old Ad shoot we did. And we had a little crocodile and there was a huntsman. And the huntsman was just really chill. It just...
Well trained.
I put it on like Seth's hand and it like just crawled up and just like sat on his head and chilled out and watched us all.
How
and,
was Seth during this?
He was terrified.
yeah.
I was like, I'm so glad I didn't have that challenge.
What did you have to do?
I had babies shot at me out of a canister next to a woman who was pretending to be giving birth.
Babies. What?
Babies?
Like toy babies. She got shot.
That's an important
Yeah.
thing to put in.
toy babies shot at high speed out of a cannon at an extremely high velocity. I had to wear like a face shield, and I had to try and catch them. I don't think I caught any of them because it came at me with such velocity.
These babies, they're moving quick,
fast moving babies.
A real fast ball.
Catch them.
You gotta catch these babies.
One of them whacked me right in the face shield, or two maybe, and
in the face shield?
Face shield.
face shield.
Did any of these babies have a huge cock?
I didn't check the underwear, whatever they were wearing.
It couldn't have been my kid.
You'd have known.
You'd have felt it.
You wouldn't have taken off.
When it hit you, you would have been knocked out. You would have got a concussion. A cockcussion.
Yeah.
Cockcussion.
A cockcussion.
That baby really knows how to take a snake for a walk, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm actually currently undergoing HIA. What happened? A Muggleton's kid hit me in the head. Huge cock on that guy. Wasn't even hard. I'm lucky.
His head hit my head.
I was worried about getting hit in the head by the head, but it was
I don't know why
it was the cock that got me. That was what caused the concussion.
It was the cock that got me. the Andrew Hamilton story.
It's the sequel. Covered all good bookstores.
I think a spider would be my biggest. Of any of those kind of like animal sort of interactions, spider's the scariest to me. Or I guess, you know, insect stuff. I could do snake. I could do crocodile, like baby crocodile, or whatever.
Are they crawling on you, holding them? What are we doing with the...
Yeah, like I think any of those sort of like fear factor. You ever see the fear factor ones where it's like head in the glass case and there's like tarantulas or whatever?
Nah.
That freaks me out.
Yeah.
Or like a coffin filled with cockroaches. That's one of those.
Yeah, I think cockroaches would maybe get me more than the tarantula.
Oh yeah, really?
Cockroaches?
They got me nose and shit. That's kind of...
Nah, cockroaches I couldn't, because like where we used to live there was a cockroach thing for a bit, and like I was at the point where it was bare hand, just fucking bang.
I hate the liquid that comes out. Like they're so gross. I would rather pick up a cockroach and like take it out for a nice meal.
What are you guys going to have?
Mostly crumbs.
You're right, I think you barely touched your crumbs.
The cockroach is like, I'll have what he's having later.
You got to keep the lights dim. He'll run off every time you turn the lights on. He'll run away.
Yeah, so wait, it's like it's dark in here. Don't. Oh god, help me move the fridge.
It's our anniversary. Tom, I think we should see other people, and he just flies off.
We should bring back those shows like Fear Factor or Who Dares Wins.
You would be a great host for Australian Fear Factor, and I mean that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, you would.
I'd love to.
Like genuinely.
All right,
let's put it out there.
Let's pitch it.
Reality TV was just a little bit simpler. You know what I mean? Back like pre-Masked Singer, where it was all razzle dazzle and flashing lights and whatever, and it was just like, hey, you reckon you can eat a cockroach? Oh yeah, I reckon.
Dude, Who Dares Wins? $20 to do something weird.
Yeah.
Just in the street?
Yeah.
Fuck, so simple.
Pre-internet age, right? Where there was no real consequences.
Because people believed in reality. Now it's all a bit complicated.
Bring it back.
Bring reality
It's just
back.
simple
That's what
stuff.
I'm saying in the cabin.
So do you remember, because this was like some of my peak Joe Rogan listening days 2-3 weeks ago, and
earlier today.
No,
the cockroach loves it
because they did a reboot of Fear Factor, and they brought it back for I think because they did 8 seasons, and then I think it got cancelled, and they brought it back, and apparently the big thing was like, we're going even harder, we're going bigger, we're doing it even bigger than ever before, and it was just so intense. One of them once was doing shots of donkey semen.
Oh
yeah.
How many shots?
I think it was like
how much protein?
Yeah.
Are we talking like regulation shot glass?
No, Irish, 35 mil.
What's the millage?
Are we talking standard donkey semen?
Can I get a look at the donkey?
It's a chick, right?
Hammer,
I think you misunderstood.
Yeah, you got to get the semen first. You
got to hunt for donkey semen.
Don't worry, I speak donkey. There it is.
That's when every donkey comes. Just straight out. I do like the idea of like modern Fear Factor where it's not like those kind of physical stunts. It's just like, hey, so it's October 14th, 2023. We're going to post on Twitter that you're starting Krav Maga tomorrow. # solidarity. Will you do it? And you're like, ooh. Got any of those tarantulas?
Yeah.
I'd like to be employed in the future, please.
Okay, so the fear has been cancelled.
Yeah. Or like just footage comes out like a voicemail. Like we got AI to generate this drunken voicemail where you say it's all because like you blame everything on black people. And we're gonna send that to every contact in your phone. And you're like, oh,
You have to say something misogynistic in the workplace.
Is this a workplace? Does this count?
By the water cooler.
Just trying to think like
To Debbie.
modern Fear Factor. Oh, there's gotta be more than that.
Reckon this is making the final edit? That big pause?
That big pause.
Hammer, do more animal noises, quick!
Fill in the blanks, kid.
We done?
Could be.
Could be. I gotta get going.
We need just a little bit.
We need something.
Mins. Well, actually, sorry. Speaking of things, whispering, so only Tom can hear it in his headphones. No, speaking of things that I think we should genuinely do, because we put Marrowank out there.
Oh yeah,
We put the Marrowank versus Jerkathon. Closer than you think, but I think Jerkathon did win.
I think that it was closer than you think, but the people who chose Marrowank were like, Marrowank's cool. And the people who chose Jerkathon are like, are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah.
I also
the true
think
stands.
that most of the people that voted for Wankathon have never actually had a marathon wank in their goddamn life. They don't know what it's like in the trenches.
They've had half of one.
I don't think they know what it's like in the real world, in the trenches when you're there. If they were, they'd be like, you know what's a goddamn Marrowank?
Yeah. Maybe they could do the Wristy to Surf this month.
Wristy to Surf.
The trenches is so funny. Like the Western Front was just, I'll go over the air ridge in a second, officer. I gotta finish this off.
All quiet on the Western Front, apart from this one sound.
The wristed front?
Almost.
Simpson and his donkey semen. But no, like, so Jerkathon, someone said that Jerkathon sounds more like you're raising money for something.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like the masturbation
like a
version
charity.
of a telethon.
Donate $20 to my Jerkathon.
And I think, and I did drunkenly pitch this to some PR people at a corporate gig I did, that we should do a Jerkathon. We should do the Flog Cabin Jerkathon to raise money for, I'm not quite sure yet.
Are we jerking off?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got questions.
When?
I've already started.
Are we?
Watch it on YouTube.
Can we do it separately? Do we have to be next to each other?
Next to each other. I mean, like, in the same way where it's like there's people, I'm doing like 100 push-ups. Like, no video. Obviously, no video.
I thought you meant, this is call up.
Just wanking over the phone.
All right, someone else is going to take down your details, sir. I have no free hands.
We have Flogger Dave on the line. Flogger Dave, how much are you donating?
Sponsored by Voice to Text. But genuinely, I pitched this to PR people. It was like some kind of men's mental health thing. It's like everyone agrees to like jerk off for like a certain amount of time, or like at a certain time, like Earth Hour. I don't fucking know. I don't know the logistics.
You know who I think would definitely possibly be interested is Pilot, Hard Made Easy.
Yeah.
You got to think. The jerkathon is, so you're saying it's like when people, it's like the 40-hour famine.
Wait, so are we doing
40-hour fapping?
It's about
40-hour fapping?
40-hour fapping. Is it
You got a
about
lollipop every 10 hours?
Are we doing a traditional the traditional marijuana?
They don't need to do heaps of cocaine beforehand. They
No,
just have a marijuana.
But is it about how many times? Is it about wanking heaps or doing one long one?
One long wank.
One long wank.
One long wank.
Real posh wank. You just see how long you can go for.
Just long, like just, I think
So
for a
you-
certain amount of time.
So you say I can't come into work on Monday. I've got to clear my schedule. I'm doing the wankathon.
Look, I think maybe we should cap it at an hour.
1 hour is not a. That's.
I don't want fellas to hurt themselves out there.
That 1 hour is.
We don't have the liability.
That's no real
Well, how
soldier
many,
of the cause would be calling it.
How many kilometers is a marathon? Like 43?
42.
42. So maybe we should jerk off for 42 minutes. So it's a legitimate marathon wank. And everyone jerks off at 42 minutes, the same 42 minutes around Australia and the world.
How am I going to quadruple my PB?
I think it needs to be
Pilot.
For a cause.
I think it needs to be 4 hours and 20 minutes.
4 hours and 20 minutes.
What, do you want to get sponsored by weed companies?
I want to. I'm saying this needs to be a proper marathon, and I just don't think that anyone in their right mind is calling 40 minutes. That's a leisurely wank.
42 minutes is a leisurely wank.
Nothing leisurable about that.
Maybe take your time. Maybe
We're having
you're
some
browsing.
scones in the middle.
Maybe you're browsing. Taking your time. You've got the house yourself. You haven't.
Look, I just think 42 is a, reasonable amount of time, and I think people would actually sponsor it, and I think it's like a fun thing for men's mental health. And when I pitched it to these PR people, they said, that is a horrible idea, but it might actually work. And you know who they reckon would have us on? Kyle and Jackie O.
Oh.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Well, they'll talk to anyone about anything, won't they?
Yeah. It's not exactly the project. Hammer's getting very, very testy.
Hammer's on the project. The bottom of the table's blurred. He's like, guys, men's mental health has been a big issue for a long time. Forget about the black dog. It's all about the pink dog.
Well, I think everyone's bored of growing mustaches for November. It's been around for so long. There's never been any innovation. I think maybe they will be open to it. We'll say, look, you guys are in the bin. No one's growing mustaches anymore unless it's for some kind of novelty purpose for a character they're living their whole life as.
Thanks, mate.
That's so funny. People think Dan Muggleton is a character.
Wonder what he's really like.
Stupid character that's just had a baby with a giant horse cock and he's wearing tracksuits all the time. But other than that, I think that Movember has run its course. And so that's where we can step in and say, you want to wank to save lives?
Yeah. Rub one out to rub one.
We'll work on the catchphrase. We'll work on that.
The Flog Hamilton Wankathon. Rub one out to rub one. We didn't work on the catchphrase. So we're going to work on it.
We're going to rub out cancer by rubbing one out. Is that?
It's closer. Certainly closer than rub one out and rub one.
But anyway, if you would do the jerkathon, do let us know. Slide into the DMs.
Yeah, send us a video to prove you got the stamina.
Do not send us a video or a picture. We'll take your word for it. All right. Anyway, we did it. We made it.
All right.
It's a hot cabin. You got to go.
I got to go.
Hammer's got more media opportunities.
Yep.
Buy Hammer's book. It's just out. It's fresh out
now.
when this episode comes out. And go see him on tour because that starts tonight.
It starts tonight, and I'll be signing books at the show if that's important to you, or otherwise I'll, as I mentioned before, I'll be at bookstores watching people buy it. I can just sign it there.
What a strong plug that was.
Yeah, cool. Oh, also, I have a comedy special coming out this Thursday.
Way!
1st of August at 7 p.m. on YouTube.
Is this the one you filmed the other day?
No, I filmed it last year.
Okay.
What's it called?
It's called Problematic. It's filmed at Sydney Comedy Festival 2023. It's on YouTube.
Tom Witcombe.
Funny stuff.
Problematic. Go check it out. This all kicks off August 1st. Now, check the Dodgems.
Stay flogged up.
Bye.